account as they consider individuals for parole. But we've actually been able to pass legislation this session to fundamentally change how the parole board operates. This session, we pass a bill for virtual presence. So now applicants can now actually appear at their hearings, whereas before they weren't, and hearings would last 5 minutes. And the chair would say, regardless of what you've done, what you did 20 years ago was so bad, so we got to deny you, to now, they'll get a chance to actually appear. And we also, Alabama spends a lot of money in rehabilitative things. Like we actually have a junior college system, a school that is dedicated, Ingram, that is dedicated to educating and rehabilitating and providing opportunities for certification for incarcerated citizens. But whenever you would go before the parole board, those things wouldn't even be considered. And I think, we talked about it the last time we talked, that there were people who would get out of prison 8 hours a day, be unsupervised, working in the public eye, whether it be at a Wendy's or doing public works. And then at the end of the day, they get back on a bus and go back to prison. And that same person who spends most of the day unsupervised, would go before the parole board and be told that you can't be released because you're too dangerous.
Right. Yeah. I remember the main character of our documentary, that was exactly his case. And it's so frustrating to think you trust him enough to go out into society every day in, day out, to work for the prison for cents on the hour, and then not enough to be released on parole.
So we actually got a bill passed this session that the parole board is mandated to consider those things now. So it's not just, what you did 20 years ago was so bad I can't release you, or, I manufacture a reason that you're a threat so I can keep you incarcerated. Now the law requires them to take certifications, education, and work history also into account when it comes to paroling individuals. And we passed that law this session. We actually also passed a law this session that deals with, making the due process part of the parole system more robust, because we had a number of individuals who would be revoked